Hello and welcome to the Interlagos Interlude presented by the EA Creator Network. For full disclosure, I did not have to pay to access this event. EA granted me free access because I'm part of the EA Creator Network. So I'm just sharing that for full disclosure. No one's told me what to say. I don't get a script. All of that's always me. But I've never had this happen before, so I'm just covering all my bases for you guys. Now, for this event, I ended up at the end of this whole thing, I needed upgrades of 1411, just over 86,000 M dollars on 32 gold. Rewards are 175,000 M dollars and 100 gold. So I actually made 88,233 M dollars and 68 gold, excluding all the earnings I got from doing the event, which would be another 250,000 M, I guess, that's obvious. So the first lap here, it's just drive around the track. And I have not driven this track very much. I played very little F1 Mobile before that game got just suddenly shut down. So I probably drove this track like, I don't know, maybe 5-6 times. So I did take a few practice laps before I started making this video. Still, you're going to notice I am not driving very well. And you got to remember, this is a recommended PR event. Oh, sorry, you probably don't know that. This is a recommended PR event. What I meant to say is, you've got to remember that in recommended PR events, we want to make sure we're not running too fast in the earlier parts of the event, because that's just going to make it more difficult later on. Oh boy, that's not very good there, corner 10. I'll rein that in a little bit. Corner 12 is so important. Again, I'm not pushing it too hard right now, because it's early stages, early races. And so really it's probably best if I were to drag this out longer, but I don't really want to do that either. I'm not finishing very fast, like what, 107, 108, 109. Yeah, that's pretty abysmal. And that's it for the first race. Second race, really rinse and repeat. We just have bad tires to start this race. I gave you the full view of the circuit. I won't do that again. Where I'm going to do a few things different. Usually I do not include the storyline. I'm including the storyline because I know a lot of people aren't going to be running this event, but they're still curious what it's all about and what's going on. So usually I skip all that to get you guys to the action as fast as possible. But I know that won't be possible for some people, and I totally get that. I'm not getting into all the things about whether it's right to run this or not. Would I run this if I had to pay for it? Probably not. But this is a really good event. But anyway, people look at this in different ways. So, I mean, some people will spend $20, $30, $50, $100 a month on personal hobbies. And if this game is one of your personal hobbies, then that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But other people I know can't afford it, and there's controversy around this. I'm not getting involved in that. I provide information, so that's what I'm providing. Here's the information, here's the event. I'm going to tell you that it's a great car, and this is a fun circuit. Again, everyone will have access to this circuit in update 12.7. I shouldn't say again if you didn't see my video about this, but now I'm saying there again. So this gets it's interesting. It's actually a pretty fast flowing circuit, which had me a bit surprised. Like, the only really low speed corner is corner 10, where it's quite low speed. These are the corners where you've got to get careful, like certainly like the Senna S coming up here. This had me surprised. I thought I would be using 2 braking points here. I'm not. I'm just using 1. Now, I'm not pushing it too much right now. I'm laying back. Again, early stages, and so you don't want to finish really aggressively if you don't have to. Now, I'm not doing things that I've done in the past, like running backwards for a while. Like, I could finish this race in last place if I wanted to. Well, I don't remember actually what it said at the beginning. I think it just was an average speed race, though. So sometimes what I've done is I would run backwards for like 2 or 3 laps and then go forwards again. Well, at a certain point, it almost becomes ridiculous. Like, sometimes there's only so much bot slowing you can do. So I'm not really worrying about it right now, but I'm letting Leclerc catch up. I might even let him pass me. Why not? But I can't go too slow here. I really gave up a lot of average speed, so I might have to catch some slipstream from Leclerc here to make sure we finish this one on target. Oh boy. Maybe I gave up too much. No, I'll be okay. There we go. And then we'll just finish, we'll just drive this out. All right. So, I mean, I am skipping some of the in-between screens, but anything that has speaking, we're watching it. Now, some of those screens I initially paused longer than others. Other screens I went through very quickly, so I'm just regulating it for you guys. And this is our first kind of more of a full circuit race. The requirements, though, are just, they're pretty simple. You know, finish in 10th place. So that's all I'm going to do. Don't need to finish any higher than that. So I'm going to create a nice little pocket for myself. I'm going to be very careful getting my way through traffic here. So already I'm in 11th place. I just need to separate these two. And then I can create a nice little gap for myself. That's about all I'm going to do. So again, like it's, you know, get to know the circuit a little bit. This corner, this is a fast corner. And then actually, like you'll see this later on, you can definitely stay, in this car at least, in F1 cars, you can stay full throttle through this and full throttle through this, which is quite surprising, I thought. And then this one, this is a little heavier braking point. And then as we head to corner 10, that's a really heavy braking point. I'd say probably the heaviest braking point, well, other than the corner 1, Senna corner there, Senna S. And corner 12, you can really take it quite wide, so it's not really a fast braking point, but you got to be careful. Like this stage, this race, this series does get difficult. We get sections where there's definitely limited off track, don't take on any damage. So we definitely get into some pretty difficult requirements, actually. Some of it gets kind of creative, which you'll see. It's kind of interesting. Here, I've just created a nice pocket for myself. It wouldn't really matter if I got all damaged right now, but I don't want to. I'd rather keep myself free of damage. Some people might be wondering about the EA Creator Network. I was invited back when we were originally called Game Changers. I'm trying to remember when that was. Boy, was it as far back as 2017? It might be. I've been involved for quite a long time, and it's gone through quite a few changes through the years. So that's just it. I got invited because I've got a YouTube channel. I mean, back then, I don't know. I think I maybe had 5,000 subscribers. Maybe not even that many. I don't even think I had that many when I first got invited into it. So it's not that you have to have a massive presence, but I mean, you got to have something. So there's a few people in the EA Creator Network, and everyone has to have some sort of a social media exposure. And there we go. That wraps that race up. So stage 1, pretty basic, and let's get on to stage 2, where I'm hoping it's going to get more interesting. Well, I can tell you it does. Now, tailgating and slipstreaming. What is the difference? Slipstreaming, you definitely have to be directly behind the guy in front of you and reasonably close. Tailgating, you do not. You just have to be within the distance they tell you have to be in. So, no, I don't have to finish all that high. So look at that. See, I'm tailgating. I'm not right behind him. You can be, as long as you're slightly behind his front end, you're tailgating. So that's all you have to do. So there's one lap to get in 30 seconds. That is not a problem. At this point, the competition's probably doing a lap in about 1:15, which I'm not quite sure how fast lap times are here. I don't recall, but later on, you're going to see me doing like 102s. About that much, about 102s. After I've got some upgrades. I still have no upgrades at this point. So I didn't know how many upgrades I would need before finishing. Eventually, there are some speed requirements that are higher. And so that's why my upgrades might have looked funny. But when there's only 4 upgrade categories, the second upgrade, the body, that's actually where all of your top speed is. Engine is just acceleration. So I'm not sure if engine does affect top speed much. I did a couple of tests. I didn't find that it did enough. So this is what I did. And there we go. So there was no position requirement, there was just a tailgating requirement. Maintain 10th place. So, and don't go off track for more than 3 seconds. Oh, look at those tires degrade already. Okay, so maintain 10th place. That's a bit of a strange wording because I'm not in 10th place. So, get in 10th place as fast as possible and then stay there. Finish the race in 10th place. Just to be safe, I would not go above 10th place in case you get failed for it. So with degrading tires, you really want to make your gains as fast as possible. So there, I'm going to get some slipstreaming in to get a nice toe. I really want to make my way through this field as fast as possible. Pass this guy down low. Oh, got tangled up. Didn't mean to do that. Well, that's kind of silly. Oh, and there's 2 more guys right in front of me. 3 more guys right in front of me. Oh, well, this is not going to be difficult with 80% tires. I'm babying it a little bit, but, I mean, these guys are driving. Honestly, they're driving quite horribly. But that's okay. I don't mind. I guess it's easier to get around. And then there we go. I mean, there's 10th place, and I've got a whole lap to go. So I guess I'll get really close to him. I wouldn't mind gapping the rest of the field, just so that when my tires are gone, I'm going to be okay. If you get really close to a bot, they start dancing around trying to lose you. So you'll notice he calmed down after he got a bit of a lead on me. Now I got to be really careful here at the corner 1 and 2 at Senna S. Don't want to be smashing into people. Yeah, we're still gapping out nicely. Oh, 100 meters, 110, 120, 130 before this corner, before corner 4. It's looking like it. And then, yeah, I mean, you're not going to see me, again, as we get further on, you're going to see me pushing these limits a lot. I really had to learn quickly how to push the boundaries of Interlagos. Because it's you definitely need to if you try to do this with lower upgrades, which I was hoping to do it without spending any gold, but in a way I didn't because of the rewards and the earnings, great earnings. So yeah, boy, Alonso was very slow, and that's okay. I mean, it's early in the race, early in the event, and I've been taking it really easy, but I mean, no upgrades at all. I really shouldn't be catching him like this. Look at him dancing around trying to lose me. Well, we're going to see some dancing in some future races here where I'm dancing like crazy trying to block people. That can get really interesting. Interlagos is pretty wide there at that last section. So now here's already where things get a little bit interesting. I just couldn't do it with no upgrades. So I just added 1 at this point. Again, I wasn't sure how many I would need. So possible to hit that speed target maybe once, but the problem is that these back markers are too slow, and like here I can't get a toe. Alonso's too far away for me to really catch him, so you'll notice that like I'm trying to take the shortest way around the circuit. Then I thought maybe I should go up high and then swoop down low. So look at that. Without getting a toe, I just hit my speed. Because that last section, that last bank as we're heading to the start-finish line, it actually banks up pretty high. So I found I could get a bit of a speed boost by going up and coming down from there, which is kind of fun to do. So here we see I'm starting to push it a little bit. Ooh, getting a little bit snaky. And I can push it like here. Full throttle is very easy. Hello, Hamilton. Let's have some fun. And heading to corner 10. Still pushing it pretty aggressively. Then I can get an inside pass on Hamilton if I wanted to, like that. Scraped him a little bit. And gonna get a slingshot around you. I don't really need a slingshot. I passed you nice and clean. Because I've got to get up to position 5, I believe. If I'm remembering correctly. Which I believe I am. I should also mention they made a bit of an error in the loading screens. Some of you might have noticed that. One screen said finish in 3rd place, but then the second screen said finish in 5th place. So you're going to see that it definitely is 5th place, not 3rd place. 3rd place would have made this a lot more difficult, although right there is 4th place. So maybe not that bad. I mean, I didn't push it. I didn't try to get any higher than this. I thought I'd better see which way they made the mistake. So I'm glad they made the mistake on this side of the equation rather than on us needing to finish a lot further up than we were expecting to. How far away is 3rd place? Oh, he's just right there. Oh, that would have been attainable. Yeah, that wouldn't have been all that difficult, honestly, if I really wanted it. Because look at this. I mean, 5th place, 4th place, and he's not driving off. I mean, he really should be at this point. Okay, getting hooked up for the slipstream. Oh, he lost me. I mean, I'm not pushing it too hard either. Okay, things are moving right along. We're going to have to start pushing more and more. This is a creative one. I like this one because there's multiple things that we gotta have to get done here. So you've got to get in 5,000 meters of slipstreaming. You've got to lead a slipstream for 10 seconds and get into 1st place. That's a lot of requirements. Now, some of these, I just was double checking this. It's like, wow, I gotta win this. And I'm starting in 10th place, which had me a little bit nervous. Oh, I overdrove that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with these guys. If I can catch a little bit of a push, that's great. I'm not going to worry about that right now because that's going to sort itself out as I get higher up. I don't want to waste time with back markers. They're so slow. So I'm going to get a little push from Hamilton there. See, I've already logged 1 second. And then I'm getting slipstream here. And take this one. I was being a little bit careful there. Norris. And so, yeah, corner 8 definitely is a heavier braking point. You fly through a little bit of a tap there through corner 9. Not a lot. Ah, Charles Leclerc. I might just blast around you. I think so, but I'm going to catch a little bit of a push. So I caught... Oh, look, see? I really wish they'd show a 1/10 of a second for that. But just so you know you're getting it. Because if you're in a sandwich, meaning a guy pushing someone behind you and in front of you, it's hard to know if you're really hooked up with both of them. I mean, that's pretty hard to do sometimes. Especially I noticed with the, after corner 12, the bots actually dance around quite a bit, which I found kind of interesting. So I'm going to get pretty far up here. So this is where I'm going to hang out and get my slipstreaming. Now, in case you're not familiar with it, the unit of measurement is not meters and it's not yards. It is Roman cubits. They have no idea why. 17.49 inches, 44.444 centimeters. Basically, for every meter you travel, you're getting credited 2.25. So you can see, I mean, the counter goes by way too fast. But we don't mind. So I've got all this time left over. I'm going to get all my slipstreaming in going down here. And then I'll get in the lead and get my leading of a slipstream in. And I'll finish that off. Love to finish this before I get... Oh, there we go. Perfect. Got it before I got to the Senna S-curve. Now I'm going to be very controlled here. And then, come on, boy, catch up with me. And I just got to do some blocking. There we go. Now, same thing. If he gets too close to me, he's going to dance all over the place because he's trying to get around me. So once you get a nice speed going, he falls in nicely. Okay, so now I'm going to keep him there. I'm going to gap him a little bit, and then I'll reel him back in as I get to the end of the race. Beautiful taking that full throttle. I really love that. This is interesting. I will say, I will agree with people that talk about this camera angle being strange. It is strange. There's no arguing that. I agree with you. It's strange. And I adapted to it. It took me a while. Like, I don't know this track. So it took me longer than I thought it was. So Lime Rock Park, same weird camera angle. It's weird at first, but I fall into line probably within 2 to 3 laps because I'm very familiar with Lime Rock Park now. here I was not familiar with it, so it was throwing me off at first. At this point, I have fully adjusted to it, and it does not feel strange because now I'm used to it. Okay, so that's the end of stage 2. We'll see those rewards adding up bit by bit. On to stage 3, where it starts to get some more fun. And again, I'm giving you the full storyline, all screens. I didn't find any of the average speed races difficult, which is interesting. I'm not sure how they build these events. I'm guessing they're using assists. Yes. Because I think if you do the PR, the recommended PR, I think at that point, well, I'm not sure if they can do that with intending. I think these are actually made where people are running with limited assists. Like the recommended PR would be based on having, like, maybe not depending on brake assist, maybe just steering assist or traction control. Brake assist is really one of the worst. I mean, honestly, so does traction control. Traction control in this game is not intelligent, it's just brakes. And it comes on, if you don't slide, it doesn't actually come on, but when it comes on, it stays on too long. There you can see I'm still not really adapting to the car yet, but you'll notice it's going to get, you're going to see that I'm going to get more and more comfortable. So yes, I always race with all my assists off. Well, I shouldn't say always. Daytona Speedway, Indianapolis Speedway. Those are the only two places I use steering assist, and there I use steering assist high. Everywhere else, I can't stand it. It messes me up. Even steering assist low messes me up a little bit. Not too bad. Steering assist high really messes me up. It wants you to take one specific race line. And if that race line is not good, then the car will fight you and actually make you slide out, which makes you think you need traction control. No, you just need to have freedom of race line. So steering assist low, don't worry about it. Go for it. It's only going to be a problem if you want to drive off track, which I sometimes do because, well, I'm a funny guy. But brake assist is always bad. It's just never a good thing. It's not a safety net. Brake assist low comes on too late, and so then you're sliding out in the corners, sometimes totally going flying off track. Brake assist high always comes on too early and stays on too long. So brake assist is never a benefit. I just don't find it to be. If I'm really bored and I'm grinding through a series, I might turn all the assists on high for a time trial and then just sit there and drive it with tilt A doing nothing at all because I just don't care, because I just want to get through it. Okay, so you can see now the PR recommendation, I'm in the red, so I'm quite a bit below recommended PR. So this one, the timer hasn't started yet. I'm taking the longest way around the track, trying to build up a bunch of speed to make my time requirement. Because this is, again, I got low upgrade, so I'll check it out. Full throttle, get around. Oh, I did end up lifting a little bit there. Didn't quite have the right race line. So here I'm starting to push it more and more. There, definitely could have taken that faster. But there's Leclerc. Get a nice slipstream, get a nice toe from Leclerc into 5 and 6. Whoa, don't do that. That's interesting, isn't it? Got one lap to get this done. I've already blown it a little bit. Take that pretty quick as you get the setup corner 10. Bad race line, bad race line. Let's go for the inside overtake here. Woohoo, swoop down. Beautiful. Will I get the lead? I don't have to have it, but I'm not going to get the lead. I'm not even going to catch him for a tow, am I? No. But I will make my time requirement. It's pretty good. 3. Yep. Very high 103s. That's pretty good. Okay. Oh, this one's brutal. This one's brutal, guys. The steering is nuts, and it keeps changing throughout the stage. So look at that. So it's steering aggressively to the left. Like, I have got my phone so tilted the other way, and it just feels so strange. And then you got to have your volume up, because once in a while you hear this grinding sound, and that means the steering's about to shift. And I didn't do this. This is my second attempt. So I wasn't quite sure when's the steering going to shift. and where is it going to throw me. There's one point where I end up having my steering level, but even it doesn't last. The worst event for this, for broken steering, was in the Hennessy Venom at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It was horrific. You'd be getting like 450 plus kilometers an hour. The steering would sometimes violently shift, and you just go flying into walls. I remember that being one of the hardest races I ever did. In fact, it was harder fully upgraded than it was with low upgrades because you had even more speed, you got in more trouble. Oh man, this isn't too bad. And this kind of thing can happen in real racing, where you have a crash and your steering's all messed up. That's why a lot of time, in these cars is totally different. In NASCAR, there's I think GT3, other series, they're going to have a section like a piece of tape, or it might be actually a mark on the steering wheel, so they know where center is supposed to be. And then they get a really clear indicator if their steering's going off. So that's a very interesting thing. Obviously with these cars, the steering wheel's vastly different, so it's very easy to tell when your steering's off, because it's not a wheel. I mean, it's not circular. Anyway, there we go. So I finished, I did my requirement, I finished 15th. Very happy to be done that race. I don't like it. All right, so we've got things fixed. Set the fastest lap. That's always interesting. So, I'm not going to have a huge buildup of speed. Oh well. We'll see how this goes. So, I like to do my best on the first lap. I mean, this is not going to be my best. Well, we'll just see what it's like. I could have parked, I could have turned around and gone the other direction and had a huge run. This is still early enough, I'm not expecting it to be too difficult. But we'll just see. Once I finish my lap, we'll just see where everybody's at, and then that'll tell me how hard I need to run the next lap. I mean, Leclerc. Oh, I didn't set that up so good. Really got to get around you here for corner 10. Go under. Oh, that's a bad way to do it. This is a bad lap. Huh. Okay. Now, the funny thing is sometimes the fastest guy, whoopsie, is not the guy in front of you. This is a disaster. Like, is what? Is this going to be probably like 106? I don't know. 105 for sure. Oh, no. 104's. Surprised. Okay, let's see what everyone else... Oh, come on. I'm too busy trying to watch to see if anyone beats me. Oh, I got beaten. Okay. Okay. And what if they run a faster second lap? Okay, I better push it. I don't want to take any chances. So I really don't want to be making mistakes now. I want to just be blasting through all this. And it's annoying having people in front of me at this point. But, c'est la vie. That's the way it is. Again, I'm getting a bad... a little bit of a bump pass there, hey? Oh well. This was a much cleaner lap, much faster lap. I think I might be 102s? I don't know. I'm pretty sure 103. Maybe 102. 1, 2. Wow. Low 102s? Huh. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Okay, so far still just one upgrade. That's not going to last too much longer. So, finish in 5th place without being overtaken, starting with garbage tires. Okay, so if you do a little bit of thrashing around, you could heat up the tires. Look at this. See, it builds up quicker. You just can't do too much because Norris catches up very fast. But even that much extra heat heading into corner 1 is advantageous. And then I'm a little bit later to the throttle. So I can't get overtaken, which means if I overtake 4th, I can't give it back. So I just want to keep a nice pocket here. I want to keep my eyes on Norris, make sure he doesn't catch up too much. And just just keep a nice pocket going. I'm taking it very gingerly with these tires being just at 36%, especially corner 8, corner 9, not as much. Corner 10, I'll be quite careful. Often I'm losing it on the exit of corner 10. Here, that's where the camera angle messes me up. Once I kind of relax into it, what I find is you've got to develop some muscle memory. The interesting thing with muscle memory is you've got to trust yourself, which gets interesting. Because what happens, some of these later races, I had to repeat them quite a lot, and then I started second guessing myself, and then my muscle memory is all off. So you really can't afford to do that. So that's what I find with circuits like this or street circuits where it's hard to sometimes feel out the corners because of the race view I'm using. And I'm horrible at bonnet view and pilot view or driver view. I've been racing bonnet view more and more, but this is where I'm comfortable. And some people don't like it. Well, I forgive me, and I forgive you. So it's what I'm used to. This and bonnet view are the two most popular views. Chase view, I get it, kind of looks cool, but people say, well, that's realistic. Well, yes and no. I've got an iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's a pretty big screen. Not very big for racing pilot view. I just don't have enough that I can see. So maybe in a sim setup or something like that, that'd be cool, but I don't have a sim setup. I got a cell phone. I do everything on the cell phone. 100% of my video creation is on the same cell phone I do all my racing on, which surprises some people. But yeah, everything I do is on this phone. Ooh, well, 104 for the pole position. That should not be a problem because we know I can do low 102s. So 104, although I'm not getting that much of a run. Okay, see, look how high this is. Then I swoop down. But 302, 303. Huh. Okay, I better keep it dialed here. Woo! Oh yeah, keeping it dialed. I think I might have. Oh no. I'll eventually catch him. I'm pretty sure I will. Let's just see. Pushing those limits though. I could take that even wider yet. I can carry more speed through that corner yet. Not maxing it out yet, but I'm driving it pretty hard now, as you can see. Heavier braking. Oh yeah, that's much better. Not optimizing corner 9 yet, I don't feel. Corner 10. Much better. Let's set up. Let's do the inside. Come on, give it to me, give it to me. Oh, nuts. I'm not going to have a good setup for corner 12. Almost went off track there. Don't want to. Oh, this feels pretty good though. It's not going to be low 102s. 1, 2. Oh, really? Mid 102s. I'm surprised. I thought my entrance to corner 12 would have really wrecked that. Oh, this is where things get crazy. We got a disqualification for that awesome lap time. Okay. So, here is where I chose to add some more. Because I was just having trouble. So I thought, okay, I'll add all of the $M upgrades. And we'll just see how far this gets me. Because I was having trouble meeting the speed, not just the speed requirement. The speed requirement I was hitting, the position requirement was getting difficult. Because look at this, I'm in 19th place. And I've got to make up a lot of ground and not a lot of laps to do it. Like 3 1/3 laps, I'd say. Does that sound right? 3 1/3? I'd say it's about 3 1/3 full laps. 22, 23, 24. So now you're going to see me start to drive this quite aggressive, really pushing it. And speed requirement kind of takes care of itself. If you're really maximizing this, which you definitely need to be maximizing this. See right there, I hit speed a second time. Pushing this. Nice toe through here. This isn't the best way to be taking this section, so I'm going to have to be a little bit careful. And then setting up 8. Get that drive out, set up 9. There we go. Beautiful. 10. I like to be on the outside. That's a little bit better. I gave him a little tap to get him out of the race line. And let's get an inside overtake here. Oh, there we go. Nicely, nicely, nicely. So I should be able to get an overtake coming out of this, or at least a toe. Okay, let's see if I can get in front of you and get in front of for a slipstream. I got to be careful here. Got to be very careful. Okay, well, let's go. Let's tuck in then. Get some slipstream. Oh, 311. Woo! That's getting pretty fast. Hit my third target. So I should be able to get the fourth target here. And then corner 4, man, you can take that fast. It is fun to take corner 4. Look at that. Woo! Take that nice and fast. And then, can I get a couple of guys here at 5 and 6? Okay, well, obviously not 5 and 6, but 6 and 7. Okay, well, I got 1, and get you at 8. Come on, yeah. And then I should be able to nicely get Russell at 10, or at least the drive out. Oh, well, okay, 11 then. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. I want him to get out of the way and really set this up. Whoa! Slingshot around him. And set this up. Okay, as you can see, definitely having to get aggressive at this point. Wow. I'm surprised. I was getting a push. He was 29 meters back when I started getting that push. I really overdrove corner 1. Oh, nuts. I'm kind of surprised that didn't fail me. Isn't this the no damage stage? Huh. Now that's going to throw off my speed target. Oh, I hit it anyway. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, come on, Norris. Let's go. Let's go, man. Oh, more contact. I'm really being sloppy here. But Leclerc. Let's get Leclerc. Charles. Lots of contact here. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very nice. There we go. That is a happy race. Woo-wee. Get a nice little toe. You know what? I might let Leclerc catch up. Charles is looking lonely. Come on, Charles, catch up. You want to keep the gap low. I'm trying to manage the bot still a little bit, so I should keep that gap. I should mind the gap. Mind the gap. So I did. Yes, that's some good racing, all right. Okay. Let's go. This one is also interesting. Finishing 2:25. Now, obviously, when's the timer starting? Way back here. So, 2:25. Let's keep track of that. We know I'm capable of low 102s, so that would be 2:04. But you'd have 2 really fast laps. Although this lap I'm not going to be at max speed. Okay, so I've got 6 seconds I can play with, I'd say, because I crossed the line there at 110, 210. So that leaves me with 105 per lap. Now, I do have to dance the traffic here, so there we go. That's a better overtake. And then you give them a little nudge to make sure they're not going to be in your way. Woo, a little tap there. That's not what I meant by a little nudge. You give them a little nudge as you're passing them, and they'll hit the brakes, and that will make sure that they don't suddenly hurt you in the next corner. Nuts! They're tangled up with Leclerc. So, come on, get out of my way. Oh, nuts. I am not setting up this very well. Okay, that was not a good lap. Very curious to see what I'm going to have on the clock. Oh, I should be fine. Look at this. What am I worried about? Decent speed. I mean, that was not a good lap. But I've got 106 to do this. And, I got some traffic to dance with. Oh, gosh, that was close. But nice toe here, which is going to make up for some of those mistakes. Nice toe. But I don't have a very good entrance here. Huh. Well, this is getting a little bit dicey then. I'm not all that confident. Okay. There we go. There's the There's the leader. This is a hard race. This is a really hard race. I don't know if you can see it. This is a hard race. This is not easy racing. And whoa! That is an aggressive overtake. Okay, check it out, check it out. I'm blocking. This isn't as this. It gets more aggressive later on. But here I'm still a little bit worried. But look, over 4 seconds left over. Nice. Okay, let's get on to that final stage. Let's get on to stage 5. Oh wait, stage 4. Sorry guys. No, here's stage 5. Good, here we are. This is where it gets challenging. Very challenging, but it's been a good run so far. Need a pole position. So what are we saying? What are we doing? Set the fastest lap. Yes, I failed a few times. Now that's just my own fault because I was really trying to push the limits. I like how far back I'm starting. That gives me control. So I like the control. Take the widest path here. Remember, you want to build up a lot of speed. You want to be starting your lap with a lot of speed. So I'm going to swoop down, crossing the start-finish line at 3:06. Braking pretty late. We're about where that wall ends. I came into that wrong, though. I shouldn't have entered that so high. Should have had a little bit of a lower entrance. But this is pretty good. 309, almost 310 heading into that. Oh yeah, beautiful. And just watch here. You're going to start to see how I can really start to push those limits. This isn't going to be a bad place to hit Norris, to encounter him, I guess. Oh, no, that's pretty bad. Come on, Norris, get out of my way, man. You're hurting my trajectory. Oh, boy. Interesting coming out of corner 10 there. It does leave you with a couple of ways to take it. Because of the drive off, pretty good. 106, 106, 105, 105. Maybe some of those other ones are 105s. 105s. Oh, my goodness. How fast am I running? Oh, boy. Mid 101s. That was unexpected. Okay, well, I'm very surprised at that. 2-second gain still. I don't think I'm going to have anything to worry about, guys. I think I can lay back. Yeah, I'm just going to make sure that this lap sticks. So I'm going to just lay back a little bit. I totally wasn't expecting that. I had no indication he was behind me. I just noticed that my speed turned yellow. So I went, oh, there's someone in my slipstream. So I'm not going to lay back as much because I don't want to accomplish all this just to lose it because I'm trying to take it easy. So I'm not going to lay back too much. I mean, at this point, I don't know if it would matter if I let Hamilton catch up. I guess I could. But at this point, I think it's just treating it as like a time trial. I think it's just going to show my lap time. Let's just see what happens here. Yeah, like I really laid back on my second lap, didn't I? 106, 107. Yikes! But are we going to see that 101? Yeah. So it doesn't matter if I let Hamilton catch up. Average speed race. Again, I didn't find any of these difficult. Oh, well, with no tires, that's always fun. Okay, well, let's see. And I'm in the lead. Not really a lot of time to thrash around. So you got to baby it here through the first lap. If you go off track, that's where you really lose a lot of your, you're going to lose a lot of the grip that you've built up on your tires. So you don't want to go off track. Being careful. But look, I've been driving careful and I'm already up to average speed. So really, I mean, we've got some lower speed corners coming up though. I'm going to lose it here, I'm sure. Let's see here. Yeah, like look at it fall. Oh, it substantially lost it. And then corner 10 is going to get a lot worse. Ooh, boy. But, whoa. Yeah, maybe baby it a little bit more than I am. I'm not taking it careful enough. But now take the long way around, meaning stay up to the right. I'm not pushing it too high up there, but not swooping down as far. Wow, I did not rebuild average speed. Oh, there we go. I just saw it. That's interesting. Huh. Thought I was going to build it up quicker. Oh, there's still another lap to go. So, yeah, you want to be careful on lap 1. You can't really push it much on this second lap either. But you can push it a little bit more than you were. And yeah, just take things nice and even. You can see I'm being careful still. 50%. I could start to push it a little bit, not much. It still had me nervous there. But let's see. I think I'm going to build up my... Oh, wow. I hit it there. Well, that's surprising. Average speed then is going to come on right away. So it's just 222. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that it's so low because some of these other stages are so difficult. These other races, I should say. That this has me surprised. Heading into Senna S. Again now. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Don't I have to have my tires up to 100%? That's not going to happen. There's not enough track left. Maybe that's not a requirement. Well, that is kind of interesting. I'm surprised I haven't built up more heat. 71%. Let's just... Oh, okay. Doesn't say that I have to get the tires up to 100%. Oh boy, that was horrible. Well, oh well. I've met the requirement. I wonder if I can let him catch up. I mean, I've got quite a lot of average speed. I don't know. I don't want to mess around too much. Come on, how much can I let you catch up? Oh, he's catching up pretty fast. There we go. There, I kept my lead small, which is a good thing because it could get really difficult. Finish in 6th place by the end of the 50th lap. Yes, this one is difficult. This is aggressive Interlagos racing. Very aggressive. So, in fact, I brought down another drive. Oops, I cut that. This is really, really difficult with these upgrades. Now, again, I didn't go ahead to know that I needed these upgrades, the more upgrades yet. I'm still trying to get by with a minimum. So, yeah, this gets pretty crazy. I use bonnet view because you can somewhat see the mirrors. It's weird. If you use driver view, you can't really use the mirrors, which I find funny, but oh well. The mirrors seem to be set for bonnet view, but then the halo is blocking some of them. So, whatever. Here you're going to see me, I'm pushing. I'm driving exceptionally aggressive. You can get away with some mild contact for this race, not too much. Like, that's pretty mild. But you can see I'm going to be really pushing this. Like, I'd like to get both of these. I'm not going to get both of these guys at 10. But definitely get this guy at 11 because he's a back marker, so he's going to brake there. Because the back markers do. I'm counting Stroll at a bad spot. Or is this? Or can I catch a toe? See, look at this. He's 10th, and before I would have gone flying by him. Now, nope. Now all I can do is catch a toe. And this has me nervous because I've got like, I don't know, 30 attempts at this race, and I was usually past him on my almost successful attempts. Alonso, can you give me a bit of a toe, buddy? And then I'm going to scrape your wheels a little bit. Oh, I need to get under you. Need to do an inside overtake here. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. He gave me the line. Whoa, was that ever close to off track? Well, there we go. That's how hard you can push that corner. Not much more. Beautiful. Okay, I'd like to get Hamilton here. I'd like to be clean for corner 10. Not quite clean. Nuts. Is he going to brake here? I doubt it at 11. A tiny bit. This makes my setup for 12 atrocious. Oh, I went off track a little bit there too. There we go. Now check this out. Watch. He's trying to get around me. Block, block, block. Whoa, whoa. Up here, down here, up here, down there. This is crazy. Like that's... Woo, boy, that was some tense racing. and I really enjoyed it. Now, speed requirement. I've already added 2 extra for this race, and I went, nah, I just can't. So that's it. That's my last one. I gave quite a few attempts at this race, and I just wasn't able to do it with those, with the 2 extra. The speed requirement is just too much. I was trying to figure out how to do this with some slipstreaming, and it's possible. I did hit speed with lower upgrades and slipstreaming, but only once. I couldn't do it 3 times. So here, I can hit speed unassisted. And I found that was the recipe for success, was to do that this way. Now this, I thought this was going to be the hardest race. Well, yes and no. You're going to find what I do at the last race a bit cringy, but I don't really have a choice. So, yeah. They throw a pretty bizarre one at us for the very last race. But for now, let's just focus on this. I got to get by these guys, get some, come on, set up a nice overtake here. Ooh, that was risky. I risked getting spun out there. But you know what? You got to really push it. Ah, Leclerc. Okay, well, let's set up some nice drive out here. I'm really pushing this every time. I'm taking the long way every time. I need to get my target speed. So I'm not taking the quickest way, I'm taking the fastest way. Speed-wise, I need to hit a high speed here. Come on, 331, come on, come on. There we go. Overdrove it, oh boy. Oh boy. One more lap to go after this, right? Maybe? Yeah, good, because that was horrible. Okay, let's push it. Let's go. Like, interesting there. I find it interesting how all of them break for 6 and 7. Like, that's surprising to me because you don't need to. So that's really interesting for me. I know some people are going to be watching this just trying to learn Interlagos for, oh boy, for Real Racing 3, getting ready for update 12.7. Oh, look, there they are. Awesome. So here's the thing that got it kind of difficult. First place is staying behind a lapped car, which is somewhat making him go slow, which made slipstreaming difficult. Now here I'm catching a nice toe well into, oh wow, 334. No, I'm braking early because I didn't want to get tangled up. So getting into the lead, I mean, he's staying kind of behind this lapped car, which is really bizarre to me. But that's what he's doing. So that's interesting to me that he was staying behind that guy he's fast, but not that fast. Like, I'm going to go flying around this guy carefully. I don't need to, like, win this by a big margin. Although at this point, I'm not really concerned about winning by a large margin because it's second last race. Usually the hardest race of an event, often it's the second last race, not the last race. But we'll just see. What, is that another lap car up there? Oh, it is. Well, I mean, I'm going to put him a lap down. Well, I won't catch him. But that's kind of surprising. So this race finishes nicely, and then there is a disaster. And tragedy strikes, and basically the brakes are totally blowing up. And it says you can't touch them. So I didn't bother testing this. I know this is, I heard from someone else, this is a difficult race. So I'm going to do something pretty sketchy because I don't want to mess around here. So I'm going to do wall braking. Okay, a little bit of wall braking, and I really want to gap second place there as much as possible. Now watch this, heading into corner 4. This is surprising. Check this out. I go way off track. That way up there wasn't off track. Isn't that bizarre? Getting up there, I was off track. But once you're up there, it's not off track. That's bizarre. And then for the rest of this, I'm just going to lift early. I'm not going to go flying off track. So, reasonable engine braking. I was surprised. Usually these don't have a lot of engine braking. Like the old cars, like the F14T, the 412 T2, those have more aggressive engine braking. But This, not so much. So again, I'm really going to build the gap here. Like, look at that. Massive gap. But I've got to do a really aggressive wall break. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to turn myself into the wall and then start to floor it again so I can come out of it. Oop, that didn't work so good. Pardon me, got a little catch in my throat. But look at that. Okay, now watch this again. Watch really closely. 0.4. I'm going to shoot over here. Look at that. How I was off track for way more than 1/10 of a second. So for some reason, way up there for corner 4 is not off track. Very bizarre. I don't know why it's that way. It just is. But getting there, you have to go off track. Oh well. Okay, so I was really nervous every time I got to corner 10, like that. But look, I've only spent a half second of off track. And I've got a lap to go. And I've got a crazy lead. Like, this is going to turn into probably half a kilometer or more here. Let's see. There's 400 meters, 500 meters, 600 meters? Not quite at the point that I start doing my lovely drifting around the Senna S-Corn. Not totally, but partially. Okay, let's check this out again. So again, I just shoot up here and I lift off the accelerator. And I hit the wall a little bit, made a little tag. Wow, I mean, it barely counted a 10th. That's amazing to me. Lead, massive lead. Like that. That's interesting. I rebuilt my lead a bit. Being careful here. So there you go, guys. You can see it's not that hard. And who knows? I mean, I'm not sure if this event will... What I've been told is this event will not be offered in the future, but I mean, things can change. So I guess we'll see what happens. So if it is available in the future, you guys already have a tour. You already know what to expect, people who aren't taking part. I hope you enjoyed it. Either way, I hope you learned something about Interlagos. I did really enjoy the event. Just to be honest, I did really enjoy it. I only saw the one glitch where it said get 3rd, but it actually was get 5th. Otherwise, everything went really good. I'll bring up some other videos you might be interested in as we finish out the storyline. Please like and subscribe. Drop me a comment. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you don't drive it now, you'll see it in update 12.7. Bye-bye.